Hey traders, how's it going today? Welcome to this update on the altcoin pairings. The shit coins which have just gone to zero, gone to dust, testing the ground right now. The altcoin market dominance just flushing to the downside, and the Bitcoin dominance just keeps on going up. It just keeps on going up. Seems like there is no stopping. There is absolutely no stopping. Anyway, getting on to the price action right away. I have Ethereum BTC Bittrex 3-day time frame, and as soon as we dropped below these areas of interest, which was somewhere around 0.025 BTC per Ethereum, the price really started picking up momentum to the downside, which was like, it's significant. We have made a downtrend of 36% already, and Bitcoin is like still unable to find any kind of liquid zone to give a bounce of some kind and probably test the 21 moving average on the 3-day time frame at least. But that kind of buying action is nowhere to be found for the time being. Let's check out the oscillators. We have a fresh rejection. We had some support, some kind of ray of hopes. Stochastic was up, now it's crossed down, and we have the RSI rejecting the moving average on the 3-day time frame. Kind of bad. It is somewhat suggestive of some more downside. I don't know where Ethereum finds liquidity, but this is kind of suggestive of more downside, to be honest. This, as far as the oscillators goes and the strength index goes. So, where could we be headed to? It's kind of like impossible to actually figure out the exact zone and the exact time of Ethereum bottoming out sometime, I don't know. But as far as my best estimate goes, looking left, we have a big area of interest back like 15th of February 2016 all the way to October 2016, almost like 6 to 7 months long support structure going on, and could be of some kind of significance. So I do expect the price to come here and test 0.016 at least, and this zone comes down all the way up until 0.0147, or just to round it off, 0.015 should be a psychological support. Price should stall there, maybe head sideways, figure out some liquidity zones, and work its way to at least test the 21 moving average on the 3-day time frame. Now remember, your general trending moves are determined by the 21 moving average on the 3-day time frame. Higher the time frame, the clearer the picture, and the better your judgment would be. What do we see here? Just once, literally from 19th of May 2018, June, 2018 June, there was just one single event of Ethereum closing a huge candle above the 21 moving average on 3-day time frame, but was just simply unable to maintain the follow through and any kind of bullish posture, and just got rejected again and again and again. So basically what I'm saying is that we do have rejection of the 21 moving average on the 3-day time frame, all the way from like more than 300 days, right? Let's just figure out the range. Somewhere around 440 days of downtrend, 440 days, and just one single attempt of candle closing above the 21 moving average with some kind of conviction, and all across the board we just have weakness. Not looking good. Definitely not looking good. I hope it finds I hope it finds some kind of support or some kind of liquid zone while it's way down, and probably give a bounce, at least a relief bounce, and I would make people go bullish and bonkers, like buy Ethereum right now, and then it just starts dumping again. Who knows what happens. That's enough about Ethereum, Bitcoin. The next that I want to be looking at is EOS BTC. How can I forget my $4 billion friend? They raised $4 billion in the ICO. That's real. That's insane. That's insanely stupid. right? I think Binance doesn't have much of history going on. We'll take a look at, but Phoenix probably, yeah, certainly more history than Binance. Anyway, lower low than the previous high. Lower high than the previous high. My bad. And just continuing downwards, shying away from 21 moving average on the 3-day time frame again, showing no signs of retest, no signs of liquidity. Again, something similar to what we have in Ethereum. Stochastic down, diverging, RSI rejecting the moving average. Took some kind of support, just like Ethereum did, but that was just little hopium rally, for major altcoins. That clearly didn't work out. The dominance seemed to be flushing down for OTHERS.D, and the Bitcoin dominance just keeps on going up and up. Seems to be never ending, right? Okay, so on the bigger picture, I clearly don't see any support. Maybe you can look at this little scrubby region from November 2017, just about the top of Bitcoin and about the start of the alt rallies. So if we take this liquid zone into consideration, yeah, that looks kind of okay to me. So it's kind of starting from 00028 all the way to 00024. Should be some kind of area of interest, and I do expect some kind of bounce at least to test the 21 moving average on 3-day time frame. Kind of significant, but since the stochastics are just turned down and the RSI is kind of rejecting the moving average, let's see. I think bulls will have to put a lot of power to actually make this area work as a support, but I do expect some kind of bounce from these regions, at least a dead cat or some kind of hopium bounce to the market. Anyway, we have the next candidate, which is LTC, Litecoin, Bitcoin. We want to go to Bittrex on that. Probably got a long history. Yeah, so we had Litecoin halvening, I think a couple of weeks back, and I was really sure of the fact that Litecoin, as soon as the Litecoin halvening is over, it's just gonna be a sell the news kind of event, and this is exactly what we see now. Some ray of hopium for Litecoin bulls would be, well, a falling pizza targeting around, I would take the 200 moving average. I would take the 200 moving average as a simple resistance, which is around 0.0122 BTC per Litecoin, currently at 0.006. So it literally got to do somewhere around 100% gains to actually attain those levels, which is kind of difficult, looking at the current posture of how the price action is literally going on. It's really bad. I believe it's kind of steeper than what we saw here. I think the sell-off from May 2018 all the way to December 2018 was slow, gradual death, and was slowly selling off. Like, positions were being taken off really slowly and patiently, but this is really aggressive sell-off. This kind of huge market dumps going on, capitulation happening, people dropping out on their positions which they would have been holding for a very long time. The momentum is extremely strong to the downside. RSI is kind of diverging away from the moving average. It did test the moving average somewhere around the last week of July and certainly failed, was clearly unable to close above the moving average, and since then we have been downtrending. The stochastic is dying, literally calling for help. Somebody save this, man. Somebody put their money into this thing already. So we have a falling pizza, and I think we do break out. And well, before that, I would want some consolidation. I would want some tests of support. I would want some tests of liquid zone, something like what we had over here, accumulation, and then we broke upwards. So we are yet to see that kind of price action develop in these regions, and again, let's hope Litecoin finds some kind of liquidity at some point somewhere. I don't know, let's hope. Or who knows, we might be in for a dip like this. Nasty, scary dip. Really bad, ugly looking price action. I think Litecoin could easily repeat something like that again. Looking at the dominance chart and how it's really strengthful. And okay, I'll just simply talk about the dominance chart, because looking at these coins are not making sense at all. Litecoin has no area of interest and just shying away from the moving average, giving death crosses everywhere. This is clear bear trend, and RSI rejecting the moving average again. There are absolutely no signs of life, zero signs of life right now. Hopefully we do see some kind of reversal candles, and hopefully we see Litecoin catching up or just giving another relief bounce kind of thing. Let's pray for that. Going on to the dominance now. Do want to talk about it. It's really important. Wow, look at this beauty. I believe in my last week's video I was talking about how the dominance can just simply break to the upside again. It is breaking to the upside again. Insane. This is strong. This is really strong. Stochastics are up, getting back into the extreme bull control zones. However, there is some kind of squeeze going on in the stochastics. Would probably find some resistance over here, but until then we do have some time left, like 2 to 3 day candles. The RSI actually rejected anything below the moving average and is giving a bullish cross again to the upside, which is stochastic is up, RSI is up, moving average is curved up. This, what you see right here, is called bullish. This is called a bullish posture. There is no arguing against it. It's simply bullish. Looks bullish to me, but definitely on the overbought areas. So well, I do believe most of the price action, it takes place in the overbought areas, or the the oversold areas, because that's where the general public is kind of afraid to take positions. And well, that's probably the main momentum concerned areas. Anything above the 60 mark and anything below the 40 mark on the RSI, those are areas to be traded. Anything between 60 to 40 on the RSI is like no trade zone. You should, if you are not interested in losing money, you should not trade anywhere between 60 to 40 RSI. Anyway, looking at the weekly, the last weekly candle closed above the 200 moving average, and this is simply suggestive of a continuation move to the upside. I mean, closing above 200 moving average is significant, is a big deal. It's not it's nothing short of a strong trending move on to continue up again and maybe test it back in the future at some point. But until then, we have a clear breakout. We don't have any resistance on the previous pathway. So is the dominance going all the way to 82? Wow. It's highly probable, it's highly likely that we do make our way to 82%, all the way to 82% on the dominance for the Bitcoin, and the alts might just OTHERS.D just goes down, man. Let's check it out. Bearish posture, really bearish. And again, RSI rejecting, maintaining a good distance from the moving average, stochastic pointed down for the time being. This is bearish. No signs of support. Are losing the 200 moving average. It's just like an inversion of Bitcoin dominance, right? Yeah, it is kind of like an inversion of Bitcoin dominance. I mean, alts had their part, alts had fun, was a long lasting party which just kept on going. Now they're suffering. It's like after the party, the hangover is just not over yet, and hangover just keeps on going up. Nobody's giving them goddamn lemon juice to chill the fuck out. Just the hangover just keeps on going up, right? I do see a lot of potential downside. Well, you definitely cannot chart and figure out the support and resistance in the dominance charts, but however, I do see some interesting thing going on here. Man, I've not used this for a very, very, very long time, but man, this is on the dominance. Okay, yeah, that this is insane. On the dominance, we have, wow, okay, we are on the logarithmic chart. Gotta go all the way up. Definitely crossing the major move. Although we had a good inverse head and shoulder going on the dominance chart, although I still believe that we cannot chart the dominance. But we can actually figure out the conditions of the market and the momentum of assets which are related to Bitcoin pairings, right? So currently we have broken way below 5% on the dominance for others, which is kind of sad. 5% was supposed to hold up because it's somewhat a psychological support. I mean 5, yeah, of course I would look at it like a potential psychological area of interest, but that clearly didn't happen. No buyers in the market. So yesterday I was having a look at Binance after a month, I would say, and wow, on major shitcoins we had liquidity of just 7 bitcoins. I mean, insane. Like, I've seen days where Bitcoin Cash was pumping and we had nearly 25,000 BTC worth of trading volume on Bitcoin Cash, and now it's absolutely wrecked. It's nowhere to be found. That kind of volume on any other alternative currency is just nowhere to be seen, nowhere to be found. So this is definitely indicative of the fact that people are getting more and more inclined towards Bitcoin, and maximalism is at its peak, which clearly reminds me that we could be topping out on the dominance of Bitcoin. But as far as the price action goes, you ride the trend until the trend tells you stop, get the fuck out. And Bitcoin's dominance trend is nowhere near to be stopping out anytime sooner. This is all I can say for the time being, whereas the alts are just getting wrecked. Not good to see all of these. Absolutely not good to see all of these. How can I forget? Yep. The greatest of all. XRP in the house. Selling off like crazy, man. Crazy. Just doesn't stop selling off. We had some kind of hopium going on back in May, because we were really close to the weekly 200 moving average, but I was like, it didn't hold up. Was completely unable to hold those levels, and just look at the drastic sell-off after that. It's still selling off as I speak. It is still selling off. Really bad, really ugly looking chart. We've had another 50% drop from the 200 weekly moving average, and still unable to find any support. Let's see what the oscillators are doing. Still pointed down. No signs of an upshift or a momentum shift, and stochastics also giving no signs of life. That's very sad for XRP. Now again, I do want to be bullish on these things, but the price action and the momentum and the dominance is just suggestive of the fact that it's not the time to be bullish on alt markets. Just not the time to be bullish here. Talking about the little area of interests, can this be considered as some kind of interest? Yeah, why not? We've had multiple rejections here, and then support, and this huge bounce, and yeah, I mean, these regions could be some kind of area of interest for XRP. 1700 sats per XRP, starting from 2000 sats per XRP. I think 2000 sats per XRP looks a decent area of bounce and a decent area of interest. It's a psychological support, and 2000 sats per XRP is kind of like a bargain only, given the fact that I'm gonna shine some ray of hopium to your ears. Yeah, so whenever XRP shines, it really shines crazy, given the fact that the bottom could be at 2000 sats, the top was at 23,000 sats. Insane, really insane. But who knows until when XRP continues to sell off, and where is the liquid zone? Where will XRP finally bounce? Maybe it goes to zero. Who knows that? We'll be just looking at the price action, and we can't say anything as of now. But however, I do think that we do have a liquid zone on these regions, and I can expect some kind of bounce, and maybe a test back to the weekly 21 moving average, which is supposed to happen, man. I mean, in a massive downtrend, you do test the weekly 21, like down and then up, test and then rejection, down and then test and then rejection, and support and continuation, then rejection, and then just for the past year, it's been plummeting crazy. Somebody save XRP2. Somebody save these goddamn coins, man. Somebody save this thing. On the daily, again, well, there was some hopium when candles were trying to close above the 21, and we had this huge rejection hammer candle and a continuation follow through. But yeah, no bullish follow through after that, and we are just losing momentum off of the 21 moving average on the daily time frame. I do expect some kind of continuation happening. I think it's pretty interesting to see that we have some kind of price action squeeze on these regions. Yeah, we had some kind of price action squeeze, of which the measured move is probably over. Oh, it's yet to go further down all the way to 2400, approximately 2400 satoshis. I mean, like, looks legit to me. 2400 is going to be an area of interest for sure. What do we have on the RSI? Ugly, really ugly, like heavily losing the momentum. Stochastic, I mean, as soon as it gave a bearish cross, it just, wow, insane development of negative momentum, and RSI crossing the moving average to the downside again, diverging big time away from the moving average. Not good, definitely not good again for the short term. Like something that we saw over here, the stochastic would just go up, give a cross, and just flush down, and the RSI would give a bear cross on the moving average, which was somewhere here. Oh man. However, I don't really think that we'll be looking at yet another 25% drop, but even if we drop 25% from these regions, from the 21 moving average basically, yeah, we do make our way all the way to the liquid zones, which might be useful. Anyway guys, I think I see, I don't really understand if these kind of analysis are going to help you out, because are you even trading this? I mean, I want to ask, I really frankly want to ask you, are you trading this shitcoin? Are you trading alts? I mean, this kind of question puts the entire topic of conversation into jeopardy, and it makes this entire video invalid, right? But well, I'm here to speak of the technical analysis, and wherever I see some interesting thing, I talk about it. What interests me over here is that this free fall, which is like never ending. However, we do have some divergence which got played out. maybe, but the RSI is kind of forming a little trend here, I believe. So if RSI kind of maintains this thing, we have a few point of contacts on this trend line, so RSI can come all the way back down here, and the prices would still be diverging. The strength would be diverging away from the price, and we can expect another bounce. But XRP should stay alive to live another day. I do think that we get supported from the 2000 Satoshis range. Until then, we are just in a free fall. Let's see where this train goes until. Wow, what an analysis this has been. Absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Well, anyway, that's been it, and I think that's most of the alt market taken into consideration. And I did cover major altcoins which were supposed to bounce, right? But they're not. They're not. They're simply getting wrecked. They're simply getting wrecked, rejecting off of the 21 weekly, rejecting off of the 3-day 21 moving average, rejecting off of the daily 21 moving average. This is bad. These altcoins are nasty. I mean, somebody save them, man. Somebody save them. Anyway, that's enough of ranting from my end, and I hope you catch I hope to catch you guys on the next video very soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.